Hello, Internet. Welcome to the Empirical Sword, where science plus gaming equals awesome. I'm Lawmaster DLC 79, and yeah, this is another critiquing video, this time of Transistor, and like the one for Bastion, spoilers are incoming. If you don't want to be spoiled, don't watch the video yet. Go play the game or watch a video or whatever to get the whole story thing. And then anyways, you've been warned. Spoilers after this point. So yeah, and again, this is I don't like reviews, so I don't want to be like reviewing the game and saying I hated this or this is awesome. Mostly again, I'm going to be focusing on the story because again, I really feel like this type of game is driven more by the story than the actual mechanics. But I mean that said, the interweaving of live action and turn-based, I'm not even entirely sure you would call it turn-based gameplay. Yeah. I mean it kind of was, but it wasn't. That kind of threw me for a loop, and I think that was kind of the reason why I sucked a lot at the very beginning, and probably continued to suck even the very end. But I mean, it was interesting. I don't really play a lot of games like that, but I survived. I survived. But I mean, as for the story, I felt that Transistor was a lot more vague and unspecific than Bastion. I mean, at the very beginning, it's like some lady with a talking sword, and I'm like, okay, I get that the sword is a piece of technology, but why is it talking? It's like a person, and what is it? Where did it come from? And really, I don't think even by the end that was fully answered. But I mean, I get that we had this thing called the process that somehow could reshape the city of Cloudbank on demand, and the Camerata people were in charge of it, and they decided like we want it to be more obvious so it can take the credit for what it's doing. But that really doesn't make any sense to me because it's essentially an artificial intelligence. How prideful is that artificial intelligence? Should it be prideful? Very deep philosophical question there. Should artificial intelligence be prideful? Should natural intelligence be prideful? Is pride even useful for anything? By the way, if you have any answers to these questions, comment section down under. I completely distracted myself, but somehow they goofed, and it started doing weird stuff, making monsters and doing stuff to the city and apparently killing people. And again, I still wonder, was it a real city where the process was like nanotech or something, or was it like a virtual city with virtual people and the process was like some sort of algorithm or subroutine that kind of regulated the functionality of the city? Again, not really explained. All we know about Red is that she's a singer, and somehow the Camerata came after her, and she was connected with Mr. Triangle Jacket guy who wound up inside the Transistor, and now I call him Mr. Transistor. And apparently the Camerata thought that one of them, I'm not sure who, I mean, I think it's implied that they believe that Red could somehow, once inside the Transistor, could somehow regulate the process, but I feel like that was a little vague as well. And the whole thing about she lost her voice. I mean, she never really spoke, but she still used her voice. I'm a little confused on that, really. But yeah. The big rant, the ending, and again, this is the spoilers. If you know the ending, and if you're watching beyond the huge spoiler warning, I'm pretty sure you know the ending. It's just stupid. It was stupid. I mean, I get that it was supposed to be like some sort of retelling of the Romeo and Juliet story, but Romeo and Juliet sucked. It was stupid. I hated that story. It's like, Romeo sees Juliet dead. Oh, she's dead. I'm going to have to kill myself now. Then Juliet wakes up and, oh, Romeo killed himself. I have to kill myself too. It's stupid. It's like the stupidest story ever. And I know it's based on a true story. Well, you know what? Truth is stupid sometimes. And I did not like the ending. I did not like the ending at all. It's like, I mean, I know Mr. Transistor said, that's not my body. You can't put me back into it. But I mean, she didn't even try. She did not even try. She did not try to put him back in his body. And literally Royce, I think that was his name, end boss guy, cheaty end boss guy. He said, you're the Transistor. That's the power to paint the entire world. I mean, she didn't even try. She did not even try. She was like, oh, I can't put you back in your body. Well, I'm just going to off myself and live in the Transistor. It was stupid. And I know that everybody thinks that love is like willing to die for... No, it isn't. Dying is easy. Living is hard. I mean, dying, you're dead, and then that's it. Living takes an entire lifetime. It takes energy, it takes work, it takes focus. Living is hard. If you really love someone, you'll do the hard thing for them. I'm getting a little too serious. But, that's kind of what I thought of it. I mean, overall, the story was great until then. And, I mean, as horrible as the ending was, as much as I hated it, really, actually, I think the reason I hated it so much is, why did she do it? Again, Supergiant being vague and not really explaining themselves or the motivation of their characters. And again, it's the INTJ in me wanting to know the motivation, the causality. What was the sequence of events that led up to, oh, I think this is the best thing to do in this situation? How did she arrive at that conclusion? And they didn't explain it. And that just doesn't sit with me very well. So, yeah, that's the overall critique right there. But, I mean, other than that, I mean, the artwork, the music, and the story, including the really freaky space worms, very interesting. Weird, but interesting. And then again, this is Supergiant. They do weird. But, yeah, if you can explain how Red offing herself at the very end makes any sense whatsoever, other than just being stupid, comment section, let me know. And as always, remember that gaming is intellectual exercise. Just as athletes need to stay in shape, so do intellectuals. And gaming is one of the ways in which we can do that. And if that sounds like something you like, then you subscribe and hit the bell icon as well, so you can be notified whenever I drop a video like this. And yeah, I will see you in the next one.